Lucas.
Marvin.
Tanmay.
Ryan.
And Nick.
Clink.
Okay, so how confident you guys feel about this?
Well, we're 100% confident in half an hour. Right now, we're 98% confident.
So you're 100% confident that your robot will.
Gigahertz dual-core computers, and they're miniaturized, small computers.
All right.
And we also have a 3 embedded microprocessor controlling different actuators.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So 2.5 minutes.
2.5 minutes, so you gotta be patient.
It's 2.5 minute warm-up time.
Yeah.
Okay. So, all right. So what operating system are you running on your computers on your robot?
We run Linux, and we run the robot operating system. So you made a turn and started driving off the platform now. And it will stop at a 3-meter position.
3 meters, and
Yeah.
then it will stop?
And it will stop for
at
30 seconds. Yeah.
Okay, to do its first calibration?
Yeah.
All right. And you said how many calibration positions does it have?
There should be on the way out, I believe there are 4 positions.
4 positions on the way out.
Yeah.
So that's going to take another 2 minutes going around to do its 4 calibrations.
That's right.
All right. And then it's going to head directly for the sample?
Yeah, it's going to travel to an intermediate waypoint about 30 meters away from the platform, do 1 more calibration out there. That's the 4th one. Then it'll start heading to our first set of search waypoints, which is about 52 meters out.
Okay.
It's going to the second
So
point.
it's going for a second calibration point. And it's going to do its second 30-second calibration. So what are your computers running for operating system?
Robot operating system.
Robot operating system. Okay,
Yeah.
so the open source
It's open, ROS, yes.
Okay, and you like that? It's reliable and everything?
Yeah, we just learned about 6 months ago.
It's a bit of a learning curve, but
so far so good.
So far so good, absolutely.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. And can I ask how much the robot cost physically? I'm not talking man hours. I'm talking
In
just
terms
cost.
of materials, we spend about $80,000 on this robot.
$80,000 on the robot? Okay.
Robot and home beacon, yeah.
All right. And so, is there any nickname that you've given the robot that you can share in polite company?
This robot is named as a Catalyphus, and it's
What?
a Catalyphus. It's
Catalyphus.
Yeah.
Cataclyphus, sorry.
It's the name of a desert ant. Desert ant. The ants live on deserts.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
because they are tough and they have extraordinary navigation capability.
It's a good call. Good call. So that's the 3rd calibration point?
3rd point, that's right.
And then the 4th one, it goes out to.
30 meters away, almost in line with the sample.
Okay. So this should be pretty cool to see. So what made you guys want to actually come and compete at the sample return challenge?
We just think it's cool and we want to challenge ourselves.
All
and
right.
That's why we did.
So it had nothing to do with the money?
No, it has nothing to do with the money.
Okay.
We don't even collect money. The money will go back to the university.
Makes sense. So this robot, you don't want anyone following it at all?
They can follow it. We didn't say they cannot. I don't know why the judge is following now. Yeah.
I don't know, maybe he's tired. Maybe the last run of the day and he's a little tired from running around chasing robots, spinning around in circles.
Maybe they're just confident.
Maybe they're just confident. That's true. Maybe. How many sensors do you guys have on this robot?
It's hard to count. It's probably about 20 plus.
20 plus? So
Yeah.
I'm not talking the wheel encoders. I'm talking like limit switches. I'm talking cameras. How many cameras you got in the robot?
We only have one. We're planning to.
Just one
We
camera.
started with 3 and we ended with 1.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
We have 4 inertia measurement units,
All right.
and we have 1 laser scanner, and we have 1 ranging radio, and 2 more ranging radio on the homing beacon.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we have potentiometers for the grabber look position and all the differences. Now it's heading to the first search waypoint.
All right. So,
It's doing a collision with the grass.
so it thinks it hit something with the grass,
Yeah, because
the
that's
tall
a low,
grass.
low spot.
It's tilted down a little bit, so our laser scanner on the front
Okay.
sometimes sees the ground.
All right. So who wrote the collision avoidance system here?
That'll be that guy.
I did.
So what do you think? Grass too high, even though they cut it?
No, it's just the laser scanner is pretty low on the robot, and it's tilted down a little bit. So it's a pretty simple collision avoidance method.
All right.
So sometimes it gets confused with the grass if it's a little bit high.
All right, so we'll get confused when it's trying to go up the hill. We'll
it'll-
see the hill as a collision.
Yeah, it'll probably get confused, and then hopefully it should turn off to the side and drive up the side of the hill a little bit until it gets on the same plane as it,
Okay.
and then hopefully it goes up the hill all right. But
All right.
we'll see what happens.
All right. And did you do any testing on any kind of hills or anything?
Yes, we've done testing on some hills before.
All
and
right.
That's usually about how it works.
Hard to find a spot in West Virginia without hills.
I've heard that. I've heard that. So, so what do you, so the grass compared to what in West Virginia where you were testing, how's the grass compare?
Pretty
Higher,
similar.
smaller, just about the same.
About the same.
Yeah, it's about the same.
We're heading to that waypoint. Probably gonna stop. That's probably the waypoint. That's the first.
So that's the waypoint that it's going to, and then it's going to start its search from there.
Now the camera up top
Yeah.
spinning around and looking for the sample.
All right. So you see the camera on top starts spinning around looking for the sample now.
That's right.
Okay.
It'll,
How far away can the camera see the sample?
it's
6 meters?
Yeah. So we wasn't planning to find the sample on the first waypoint. We just want to get there first and get settled. Then we move through a few waypoints, and then we get into a good location. Then we start to find it.
Okay.
Right.
And are there any spots on this field that you're kind of worried that it might get a false positive on and head for?
I don't think it will. Hopefully not. We've tried to do a lot to remove false detection, so hopefully it doesn't get confused.
Okay. Okay.
This kind of lighting conditions actually probably the best for our vision. It doesn't work as well when you have shadows, so when it's nice and diffuse and there aren't very sharp shadows, this tends to work a little bit better.
Yes, that's. I've heard a lot of people saying that about today. That overcast is perfect.
Yeah.
Keep it overcast and it'll be great.
It might be a little slightly on the dark side, but
Slightly on the dark side.
yeah, but still should be okay.
Okay. Well,
We'll see. Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
So that's the second search waypoint. It's on the left. It was planned to be on the left.
All right.
Yeah.
So where's your next waypoint?
I'll be going right to the sample.
Going right to the sample.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right, we'll see. And is there any blind spot for when it gets too close to things that it can't see them?
If it's too close, then we will not see it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's too close to?
About like below 1.2 meter or something to the
Alright.
camera.
All right. Well, let's see what happens. What was that?
That's on the edge of the detection range. We'll see if we see it.
Okay. So this is on the edge of detection range, and hopefully,
Actually, vision knows about it. Yeah, we will restart itself. Actually, not a problem.
okay.
Yeah.
So, are there any team members that aren't here today that you want to say hi to over the webcast?
Oh yeah, this guy called Carl Sag. Yeah, he's the one that did our navigation algorithm, and he has some family commitment. He couldn't be here.
Understandable.
Yep.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Anyone else? Brought the whole team?
Tim actually. Oh, Tim was not feeling well, so he left. He's our mechanical guy, and
Okay.
he did a lot of construction work on it.
All right.
Yep. And Gus will be another student helped out on the collision avoidance, but he wasn't able to come as well. Yeah.
Okay. And so, you have any sponsors of the robot besides your university?
Well, our primary sponsors are within the university. We have a sponsor most of the funding was paid by the Stella College of Engineering and Mineral Resources. And we also get a lot of help from the Mechanical Aerospace Engineering Department and the Learning Department of Computer Science and Electrical Engineering. And also the NASA West Virginia Space Grant Consortium, they helped us a lot in kind of organizing things, and they also connect us with the West Virginia High Tech Consortium Foundation. They gave us a donation as well. It was managed by the space grant. So those are our main sponsors, and there's a lot of vendors helped us a lot on like giving us discounts, helping us out with the parts and all those things. And there's a company called MFSC. They were helping us doing a lot of machining, and they were extremely helpful. They did an outstanding job, and they even sometimes checks our designs for us. They are very nice.
Fantastic. So is it within detection range now or no? It should be. It should find it, and it should go for it?
Yep, we'll see.
Yep. Okay. Let's see what happens here.
Yeah, there was a collision avoidance in there. I believe it's searching now.
All right.
Yeah, I can see the gimbal spinning. It's searching.
I got a good eye. I forgot my binoculars.
I used to shoot rifles, so.
Oh, you should be the funny one. I used to shoot rifles too. So.
I think it sees it. All right, so this should begin the approach maneuver. What it's going to do is it's going to move incrementally. It's going to move up a little bit, stop, check with the position in the camera frame again, move a little bit, check the position again. We're trying to place it in a certain spot in the camera.
All right.
We can't see it all the way into the grabber. There's a bit of a blind spot, so we try and place it in a spot where we know it is in the camera, and we know exactly what that distance is, so we drive a specified distance once we get it in that spot.
And what's your grabber like?
We have a big, like a cloud kind of grabber. We're just trying to grab one sample at a time. We want to give a huge room of error in terms of computer vision performance. So we kind of make it quite large. It's hard to make it work properly, but it's large, so we can tolerate a lot of error. And then we just close it, and they're trying to grab on the hook for the first time. And if we get it, either we get it or not, we're going to back off 2 meters and have the camera look at a spot, see if we can find sample there. If we cannot find sample, we believe we've got it, and we're going to head back home and land on the platform.
So you just got to hope that you don't accidentally drop it.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's good.
That's the plan.
Okay.
Yeah.
It definitely looks like it's found its little mouse and it wants to go get that sample.
And it's getting really close, and once it gets really close, the image will be blocked by the grabber. So you would do a blind drive certain distance, and hopefully just have the sample right below the grabber. So it will be very close to that point.
So who wrote your sample collection algorithm?
It's a combination of many people, and Nick is our key programmer for getting all the sequence going. And we call it a state machine, and Nick can talk a little about it.
Yeah, so there's a bunch of different states that the robot progresses through. When it's leaving the base, that's one state that we call leave base. Once it gets out here, and it's traveling to the different search waypoints that we call that travel to search. When it actually is stopped and panning the gimbal around, we call that search mode. When it's doing this, right now, this is called approach mode, when it's incrementally moving up and trying to grab the sample. When it grabs, that's collect mode. We back up to check it. That's confirm collect. And then there's return to base, which goes backwards through the waypoints to get back on the platform. And then
Backwards, okay.
And then deposit, drops it on the platform.
So it's the camera's never looking back forward to look at base. It's always driving backwards.
Well, no, I mean, we drive forwards, but go through our waypoints in reverse is what I meant.
I understand. You go, I was here, I go there, I was there.
Looks like it's grabbing right now.
All right, well, let's see if the robot actually grabs this. No, it's fine. It's fine. I understand they want to see it.
If we grab it here, we're going to check. We're going to back up and make sure we have it. And then if it sees nothing on the ground, it'll turn around and go home.
Yep.
You got it? trying to search again. Yeah.
So it got a false confirmation, got a misconfirmation?
He probably thought he saw something,
Okay.
and so he thinks the sample's still there, so they drop it and trying to collect those phantom sample. And I hope it will come back and say, oh, it's not there anymore. They will move on search, and
Okay.
then we'll try to get it.
Okay. So, you think it's going to be able to grab it again?
You should be able to.
Should be able to?
Yeah.
Okay. Even if it's sideways or whatever?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
We're planning for both directions.
You make really big grabbing hands, didn't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
So who designed the hands? The grabbers?
Pretty much, I designed the concept, and Lucas, our main CAD guy, he drew up.
So you drew up the grabber hands and
Well, pretty much everything on the robot is either catted and then sent to a water jet, or catted and sent to a 3D printer for the plastic parts.
okay. So if this grabbing works,
Well, I mean, I didn't do any of the code, so nothing can be my fault. Unless,
no. I wasn't. I was giving credit. I wasn't.
Oh,
Giving,
yeah.
I wasn't assigning blame. I was giving credit. So if this works, it's great because you helped design the robot. If it
Exactly.
doesn't work, then it's the
Somebody
team
else's,
failed on.
yeah.
Yeah.
no, but I'm
you
pretty
feel good
confident.
about it?
Yeah, we've run the robot through all its paces. We've seen it grab, a dozen times. So
All right. All right.
it'll check again and try to
Mhm.
grab at a lower height, so it'll go through the grass and pick it up.
So if it has variable heights that it tries to
Yeah,
grab this thing from,
Because it has a hook, we try to grab at the hook first, and if
Yep.
that doesn't work, we'll go lower and try to just grab the whole thing.
all right. And so right now it's trying to determine. Well, I have it. No, wait, I see it. I see
Right.
It's right
So attempt number 2, let's go a little bit lower
Mhm.
and grab it by its base.
there. How many attempts will it make before it stops this thing?
3 at the current location, and then it should try to go to another search waypoint and try to find it again. And then, if it sees it another 3 attempts.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see what happens here. So it's going to slowly approach it again, and
Right. Same things. It's going to go in, recalculate, and then run up and try to grab it again.
all right. So, the other question is, you succeed today. You get
Right.
back to base.
Yep.
Would you be able to try level 2?
Yeah, we're set up to try level 2. We have, the search algorithms for all the different samples, and, we're prepared to run a level 2 run, and
All right.
we'll see how that goes.
Okay.
That's a big if. We gotta get through level 1.
Yeah, you gotta get through level 1, but it looks pretty hopeful now, right? You guys,
Yeah, picked it up once.
you at least found it, and it understands that it found it, so that's a good thing. So, assuming it can grab it, do you think you have enough time to get back to base?
Yeah, I mean, it has to come back and approach it from the way it left,
Right.
and hopefully there's enough time for it to come back. Use the ranging radios to find out where it is and get up on that platform. But it really comes down to when it picks it up, because as soon as it has it, it's not that much time to get back, get on.
All right. So it's trying to find a different angle or something here?
Yeah, it's gonna try to approach it from a different angle. Hopefully that gives the grabber the angle of attack, to get in and grab it.
All right. So how are you guys feeling about this now? What do you think?
Pretty confident.
Still pretty confident?
Yeah, we're gonna see it again. And
All right.
I'm trying to color code now.
Well, you should be happy that number one, it's found what it was looking for,
Yeah.
and number two, it actually knows that's what I want, not anything else. So that's good. So and it's just the details of grabbing it. So. So whose idea was it to have it go at different angles to the thing, to find this thing in case it can't grab it the second time or third time?
We have so many ideas flow around, so it's hard to
Okay,
really
so
credit anybody for
could
that.
be yours, could have been a team effort.
Right.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see what happens here. Okay.
Yeah.
Understandable.
Yeah.
So. 5.5 minutes left. What do you think?
I think we are getting close, but if we get sample this time, we still have a pretty good chance of coming back home. So we are pretty confident still.
Okay. Let's see what happens.
Yep.
So, how long does it take when it does the confirmation thing, pull back, confirm, try again, pull back? How long does that process take?
Not really time it. It
You
just
don't really
it
time
takes time to
Okay.
finish it. Yeah.
All right. So you just let it go and do its routine to make sure it works,
Right.
etc.
Exactly. We're not really approaching it like pushing for speed. We just want reliability.
Yeah.
and-
No. That's it's better approach it for reliability, and
Right.
you're getting so close. And you had it once, but for some reason it
For
thought
some
it
reason,
didn't.
you saw it wasn't, and you want to do something else.
All right.
Yeah.
So, they're viewing the. So, what kind of information is your robot going to give you at the end of this match, so that you can figure out what went wrong, what did it see?
We log all the data on the robot. If we
All
can
right.
probably shut it down, we will have the data to look at.
Okay.
Yeah, and also we kind of pretty much know what the problem is by just video looking at it.
Oh, what do you
Yeah.
think the problem is?
Well, it's the terrain over there. Sometimes because the terrain, the grabber is not going
Low enough.
low enough or high enough, and
Okay.
sometimes causing issues. Yeah,
All right.
but it's case by case. It's really hard to change in the code.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. Let's see. So does it grab from the top down or grab from the bottom up? Does it?
It lower the arm, then
Yeah.
close it.
Okay, so if it's hitting too much grass, it won't be low enough down it, or it'll just grab the top part of it and it'll just slide right off. without grabbing the hook.
Could be a possibility.
All right. Well, let's see. So what do you think? You think it has it now?
It's hard to tell.
You're praying real hard though, right?
Really hard.
So what's the next angle of attack it's going to try?
It's going to try to reorient again to a
All right.
different angle and trying to attach it back.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how many more times before it tries its re-angling again?
3 times. Each time we'll try 3 times.
Okay, so
Yeah.
one more time it'll go forward, try it, and then reposition. Okay.
Yeah.
So what's it doing right now?
It's just like it goes through the drop sequence, so that open the arm and back up again in proper location. So the next time you go to it, you can grab it.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
So now it's doing search again, trying to find
All right.
it. Yeah.
So it's not locked onto it. It's just trying to search for it.
Yeah. It's
All
search
right.
for it. Yeah.
Okay.
It didn't find this time, so it gave up that waypoint. Just going to the next.
So it's gone with that. It thought, wrong sample. I'm moving on to something else.
Right.
Okay.
If we had time, maybe we'll come close to it again and find it again. But I think we're running out of time.
I think I think there's less than 4 minutes left. So I think you're probably right. Sadly, but you definitely found a thing first time. So is there anyone at home that you would like to thank for their help, etc.?
My family is right there.
Okay,
So we were watching. Yeah, and Jerry, his wife, is there too.
great. So, assuming weather permitting on Friday, will you come back out here and try this again?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And what would you change if, besides the grass?
I don't think
But
we really need to change anything because it's all random, and
Okay.
that we might just run a few more tests just to look at it. But there isn't much that we can change. It's just random log, and if we have enough on that false sample, we would have brought it home. So.
Okay.
Yeah. We want to shut down properly for sure.
See you folks Friday, hopefully.